So last weekend I went to the Clifton Comic Show, their February show, and I picked up a couple of books. Let's see what I picked up. Some high-grade keys up next in this video from Bronzeville Comics. Hey there, panelologists. This is Jim from Bronzeville Comics coming to you with another video. Before we get started, please like, comment, subscribe, do all that great stuff. Give us a follow on Instagram at Bronzeville_comics, on Whatnot at Bronzeville_comics. We do sales every Monday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. And tomorrow, Monday, which would be, the 19th, is going to be our big Defender show. Have a big run of Defenders, all the keys, all of the Marvel features, the giant size. It's all there. So check that show out. If you're not yet signed on to Whatnot, you can use the link in the description of this video to get $10 off your first purchase. Doesn't have to be with me. Also in the description is a link to my eBay store as well as my email. So I went to the Clifton show, and I wasn't necessarily intending on picking up a lot of books. I was kind of scoping out, maybe get one big key, and nothing that really was on my want list. But of course, some of the vendors have some great deals, and I couldn't pass it up. So Panther Comics had dollar bins, and then they had $2 bins. Their $2 bins were crazy. In the dollar bins, I picked up issues 2, 3, and 4 of Cloak and Dagger. The day before at the flea market, I had picked up issue number 1 for a couple bucks. So figured for $1 each, I would finish the set. So that is nice to have that set, their first solo series. Then, I was rating the $2 bins, and I wasn't the first one there. So they had some good stuff, and some stuff in pretty high grade. So this Batgirl number 1, this is the Stephanie Brown Batgirl, when she takes on the mantle. Then, if you like Barbara Gordon better, you have this classic cover. This is when she gets this new costume. And then 2 copies, both pretty high grade, of Captain Atom number 1. When he came over to DC, DC did the Peacemaker miniseries, and they Blue Beetle series, Captain Atom series of these quality Charlton Comics characters they had gotten the rights to. So this actually, one is higher grade than the other. I got to figure out which one is which. But I think it's this one. That's a great old book. I really like that Pat Broderick art. I think he was underrated. Superboy Zero. This is the first cameo of King Shark, that became a hot book. 9 is the first full appearance, but this became a hot book around the time of the Suicide Squad movie. This is in a lower grade than I would like it to be, but Falcon number 1, first Falcon solo series. Ghost Rider number 1. The first full Midnight Suns. Then can't pass up some good Bronze Age Captain Marvel. And I took 3 copies of these. 2 were newsstands, and 1 is a direct. It's New Teen Titans 23, which is the first appearance of Blackfire, the sister of Starfire. And I think then I picked this up. This is New Teen Titans 21, the first appearance of Brother Blood. Sleepwalker number 1, Sleepwalker's first appearance in a newsstand. Now, this book had some hotness to it. Avengers Unplugged number 5. This is where Monica Rambeau becomes Photon. I think that's the mantle she takes up at this point, because there's Captain Marvel, and she's a Captain Marvel, and one Captain Marvel must go, so she changes her name. I believe X-Men 173 classic cover. Is this the one? I think this might be where Rogue joins. Quasar number 1. Maybe we're getting Quasar at some point. Who knows? New Avengers. I just like this Venomized Wolverine cover. It's a pretty cool book. And then this was a second print. I just figured I'd throw that in my PC, of Cry for Justice. I just started reading this series when James Robinson took over the helm. of the Justice League title. And then 2 copies. This is Volume 2, not Volume 1. Volume 1 is the one you really want, of Justice League Dark #1. And it's interesting. You can see, Wonder Woman becomes a member, but you have Zatanna there, Detective Chimp, Swamp Thing, Man-Bat. Justice Society of America #2, cover B. I don't have that. Then this one I picked up, and this is a gorgeous copy. I think I'm going to get this, clean and press this, and submit it. This is a great Alex Ross cover of Power Girl. Then this is the B cover of that. Not as interesting, but figure me being a completist. It's Morbin time. Picked up a copy of Morbius #1, his first solo series. 52 week 7. I think this is the first appearance of Kate Kane, who becomes Batwoman. If I remember correctly, is it 11 where she becomes Batwoman? And I've said before, I think that, we had the TV series that didn't go so well. But I do think that's a good character for a Batman family at some point. Then this Jim Lee cover of Superman 204. I forget the exact issue of Batman that it kind of juxtaposes with, but this is really sharp copy. I think I might get that graded. This one I'm going to get graded. It doesn't have a lot of value in a 9.8, but I do like this as a spec book. I'm a big Ms. Martian fan. This is her first cover appearance. There are a ton of Ms. Martian keys. They're like 2 cameos, first appearance, first cover. Namor #1, great John Byrne cover. This in 9.8 had value around the time we were leading up to the Black Panther film, when Tenoch Huerta was portraying Submariner in that, but that's not too... Infinite Crisis 6, I don't think I had this cover, this sketch cover, so that's a PC. Then Daredevil #1. This is the Kevin Smith run. This pre-crisis 580 Action Comics 583, this Alan Moore story, the last Superman story, and it just combines a lot of Superman mythos. That's really high grade. Another Captain Atom book, #42. This is a homage to Steranko's Hulk Annual, and also the first appearance of Death in DC continuity, unbeknownst to Neil Gaiman. I think that was it for the $2 bins. I might have picked up... No, I'm pretty sure that was. Then I picked up a few... I'm not sure where I picked all these up from. I picked this up. This is a PC book. I thought it was pretty decent grade. This is a solid mid-grade. This is the second appearance and first cover appearance of Abracadabra, Flash 133. And then this is a really nice copy, and it's a newsstand, of Superman Annual 10. This is the story where Mongol brings this Black Mercy plant, and it's an Alan Moore, Dave Gibbons story for the man who had everything. And basically, it causes whoever it attaches itself to dream about their ultimate fantasy. And Superman is back on Krypton with a family and with kids. His parents are still alive and everything. So this is just a seminal Alan Moore story. It was adapted into a Justice League animated series episode, which was really great. Then Conan the Barbarian 242. I think it's the issue before this. It's the McFarlane cover. This is a Jim Lee cover. And this is really high grade. That is going to go into the press pile. Web of Spider-Man #1. That great Charles Vest cover. This does need some pressing, but I think it's all pressable. And we'll cross our fingers to see what happens. Then Deadpool Circle Chase #1, his first miniseries. Batman Year 1, Part 1, Batman 404, Miller Mazzucchelli run. That is a classic. Then this one, it's a newsstand. The Sienkiewicz cover of Dazzler #32 with the Inhumans. That's pretty cool. I also picked this up, a great George Perez cover, this Black Widow story from Marvel Fanfare. And then this is a very sought-after book. I have a couple copies of this. If I pick it up for the right price, This is Daredevil 196. This Klaus Janson cover. This is post Miller. This is not a Frank Miller. This is when Janson's doing the art. But it's the first meeting of Daredevil and Wolverine, and that does have decent value in a 9.8. And then the final book that I picked up on the day, or the biggest book, I should say, I got from Zap Comics, bundled a little bit of a deal together. Does definitely need a clean and a press, but I think it's not a 9.8. But if I can get this to a 9, I'd be really happy. Because this does have some spec related to it as well. And it's Saga of the Swamp Thing 37. This is the first appearance of John Constantine. And it is a newsstand. So yeah, that's definitely something that I'm happy to have. I have this in my personal collection. I have the entire Swamp Thing run that I picked up as it came out. I'm not sure what the condition of it is. It's buried in boxes well within my PC. But I also think, this is a key regardless, but I also think this does have great spec potential. I have to believe that Constantine, if they're bringing in Swamp Thing, that there has to be a Constantine connection to the mystic part of the DCU and the possibility of using Justice League Dark and all those characters. So that was a cool pickup. So that's the haul from Clifton. Excuse me. My eyes are itchy. I am trying to get over COVID. So it was a little bit more lightly attended than usual because it was Super Bowl Sunday. So I'm sure a lot of people had alternate plans. But it was great to go out there and see people from the community. And there's, usually when I go to these things, I spend more time just chatting with people, meeting people, and that sort of thing. So that's always fun to do at the shows. So I'd like to thank you for stopping by. Let me know what you think of the pickups. You can take a look at a couple of my other videos here. And this is Jim saying until next time, enjoy your comics.